Today we're going to talk about a special kind of friend, and his name is lens glare. And I'm not saying lens flare, which is something really cool you get when you point your lens directly into the sun while shooting a backlit object, but I'm going to talk about a lens glare. And a lens glare is what happens when light gets into your lens, generally with ultra-wide angle lenses, and it bounces around blah, 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 inside your lens, and it hits your sensor, and it makes a lens glare. So, my friend actually pointed this lens glare out to me. I did not see it at first, much to my everlasting shame, but in case you didn't know where it is, it's right there. So now that I've pointed it out to you and I zoom back out, can you unsee that? I mean, it's big, it's obvious, it's kind of like a big zit on my picture. So this technique is a very advanced technique that requires quite a bit of knowledge about the basics of Lightroom, but this is a technique that I call inverted painting. And let's talk about why I call it inverted painting. Usually when there's a glare in the sky, it's very easy. You just come in and you take your spot tool, pop, boom, it's gone. But in this case, I really like this building, and it's so big that if I were to try and clone this out, it would be a really big spot, and it would be, maybe not to the casual viewer, but it would be fairly obvious that something was cloned. So I can't use that. It's too big. So I'm going to do some inverted painting. I'm going to come in here and grab my brush tool. In fact, let's get a little closer. 2 to 1 will do it. Whoa, whoa, Bessie. There we go. And I'm going to overlay it on there. I'm going to try and size it to where I think is the center, and then I'm going to feather it the best I can. In fact, you can use the selected mask overlay as you just kind of paint over it. All right, there we go. So we can see it's all nice and red. That's my selection. So by inverted, I mean I'm going to apply the opposite of this glare to my painting. And I know that sounds kind of weird at first, but let's just think about this first. In fact, let's talk about color temperature right off the bat. When we look over here at our temperature slider, we see we've got cool tones and warm tones. And cool tones are the opposite of warm tones. So my spot here is blue, and I want to apply the opposite of blue. So I'm going to take and I'm going to warm it up. Okay, it looks like about 17 is good. And you're probably looking at this and saying, well, dude, now it's all fuzzy. Well, hang on, we're not done yet. We're going to come in here, and you notice it looks kind of hazy. It is kind of hazy. So I'm going to come in here with the dehaze tool. And I'm going to do a little bit of that. And I'll come in here with clarity. Now, clarity, in case you don't remember, is local contrast. It's the contrast between values. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to apply some clarity. Heck, I'll just go all the way. I'll apply a little bit more dehazing. I'll desaturate just a little bit. And it looks like, let's play with color temperature again. Boom. So now we can see there's some digital noise in there. Let's go ahead and clear some of that up just a little bit. If you go too much, then it's obvious. If you go too little, then it's not cleaned up. And then I'll take away some saturation, just a little bit though, and apply some sharpness. And boom. Guys, can you believe that? We went from here to here using inverse painting. Now, I do recommend that you don't only use this one spot that we've painted. I do recommend that you go through and maybe apply a new one, and we'll burn it a little bit. We'll make it smaller, And you can see there's a shadow there. I'm just gonna slightly burn that shadow, make it a little darker to blend it in with this shadow down here. Boom, boom, boom. And I might make a new one. And I'll say, let's dodge it. Let's go along here. So now as I come out and zoom, it's not the perfect job because I just did this for demonstration purposes, but if you get in and spend a little bit of time, you guys can clean up lens glares with ease. I spent about 15 to 30 minutes on my lens glare. In fact, let's look at my final image. Here we go, here's my final. So I spent some time on it, and to the person that didn't know that glare was there, they would probably never even know. So there you go, inverse painting.